everybody. It's your old pal James Larson from the 94.1 KRNA Morning Show right here in the heart of the heartland, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Welcome to the Craft Beer Corner, where we take a behind-the-scenes look at IPAs. Now, guys, first of all, welcome back. This is my good friend Drew Knutson from the Mellow Mushroom.
Hello.
And from Metro Studios, we've got Kirk Hayden. And, guys, we've been doing this show now for, call it 2 months. I'm still a little confused. And you guys gave me a hard time in our production meeting. I want to call everything an IPA. Anything that's not a Bud Light, Kirk, basically I call an IPA. So can you guys help me out a little bit on this show? I mean, please, because and this isn't just for the camera. I truly want to learn more about it. I'm the moderator of this show, but I've still got a lot to go.
Yeah, I would agree. No, I mean, I think that's our goal is to educate you about the different types of beers, taste profiles, all that kind of thing. And I think, one thing that caught my eye this week as I was doing some reading is kind of, I don't pay a lot of attention to it, but the Great America Beer Festival, which happens in Denver, where they do a lot of beer judging from beers around the country, they announced this week that now they are going to start using Northeast or New England, NE, as a style of an IPA that they're going to judge. And that kind of caught my eye a little bit. And so I'm like, okay, well, maybe this would be good to kind of explain to our guy over here that doesn't know about IPAs the difference. And so, Drew brought in some beers from the Mellow, and I think we should.
Well, and I'm just going to put out there right now. So you got one guy, James, over here that we're trying to get him into craft beer. It's a struggle. We're going to get him there. And then Kirk, Kirk is on the internet a lot more than I am. Kirk is more in the consumer part of trying to research about what beer is going on. I obviously own a restaurant. It's got 74 beers on tap. So my research is a lot different. It's like what's hot, what ranks the best, and what's available, because, all over the world, there's all over the United States, there's a lot more different beers available. So I don't have access to everything here in Iowa, but I try to grab what's current or what's hot. But what's so important about what we're going to show you in this show, we're going to try to condense it. I searched 9 different websites about New England IPAs, right? Not one of them will tell you the same story. So let's show you the beers we got, and then we'll break that down here in just a little bit.
First up, we've got a Confluence Extinction event. It's 6.2 ABV, and it's the Northeastern IPA. So I've been sampling this, and Kirk, you knew right away this would be a beer that I would like, and you even said off camera, this is probably something, if you're just getting into the craft beer world, this would be a good start.
Right, because one of the profiles with a New England IPA or a Northeast IPA, you hear it both ways. It's the same thing. Is that they tend to be a little cloudier, a little more murky, but what you're going to get with this in a flavor profile is a very citrusy flavor. And I think for a lot of people, when they see this beer poured, it scares them. Because it comes to their table and it looks like a glass of orange juice. It's hazy. It looks like it has sediment in it, that kind of thing, and that's not the case at all.
Well,
it's an IPA.
Let's take this step back to James here. He's used to drinking the light beers. They're very, very clear. There's not much to them. And then all of a sudden you get a beer that's very cloudy. You can't see through it. It looks like there's sediment in it. And it's like, okay, right off the bat, yeah, we taste with our eyes first.
Right.
I don't care if it's food or our beer. We always taste with our eyes first.
Well, let's taste with our mouth right now.
Well, there you go.
Why don't you guys, I've been drinking this. I like it. If I had to give it a rating on the 1 to 5 scale that we do, I'm going to go to a solid 4 myself. I like this stuff. Easy to drink.
First time James has put a craft beer at 4.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I like it.
Are you kidding me?
I could drink it all day long, to quote the great Kirk Hayden.
A lot of orange juice. So what they do on a New England IPA, I'm the brewer. I'm not a brewer, but I know more about brewery than the other two guys. But I will tell you, they do a lot different yeast strains on this. They do a lot different water temperatures and waters on this. And so what they do is it is heavily hopped. A New England IPA is heavily hopped, but what they do with the yeast and the water is what they're able to do is they're able to downplay the hoppiness. So you still get all of the orange juice flavor.
Sure.
And I'm telling you what, who doesn't like orange flavor? If you don't like orange flavor, don't try a New England IPA. But if you're okay with orange, you're going to love this kind of beer.
But I'm going to guess you don't love this beer.
I do.
Guess. Okay, you do.
I'm starting to gravitate a little bit from a traditional IPA, and this is where this is at.
And a traditional IPA is hoppy.
Right. So
right.
I really do like what they're doing with the New England IPAs or the Northeast IPAs. It takes a little of that hoppiness away, and we all know I like the hoppiness, but I like this in another style of beer, which is still an IPA for me, Right. And so this is kind of what I was thinking from a James perspective is if you're new to the craft beer world and you're kind of scared away from the IPAs because it's too hoppy, it's bitter, it's, a lot of the things that we hear. I think a Northeast or a New England IPA is a great place to gravitate towards because a lot of that hoppiness is taken away. You still get that amazing flavor and profile from that.
Amazing flavor.
I think it's a great place for people to start.
All right, Toppling Goliath. They know how to make a good beer. Let's go ahead and try it, guys. And I've been sampling it. I like it. Not as much as the first one, but it's definitely another easy drinking beer. And we'll start with Drew. What do you think, my friend?
Well, the Toppling Goliath Pompeii is a true American IPA, so you're going to pick up a lot more hops in this beer, is because that's what they want. An American IPA or an IPA, they want you to have that hops. They want you to have that bitterness. That's where our great friend Kirk, that's his taste profile. That's what he wants to go to. And again, that New England IPA will give you so much floral, so much orange juice flavor without the hops.
Right. But so you guys know I gravitate to the hops. I get Pompeii's a go-to, all right? Have it a lot. You find it a lot around here on tap. I have it at a 4 on the Untapped app. We're talking a completely different IPA here, a Northeast IPA, New England IPA, more citrusy.
Non-hop.
Not less hoppier
less
than
hopped,
here.
Less hopped, yep.
I give it a 4 as well.
Well,
so two completely different beers that you put in the IPA family that I would say are equal on my list.
Guys, you're trying to educate me here, but I think I'm almost getting more confused. But this is what I love about delving into this craft beer world. There's so much to it. And again, it's making my beer drinking a whole lot of fun. And down there at Mellow Mushroom, you've got 74 beers on tap. So obviously, it's basically a smorgasbord for people that want to give it a shot.
Yeah, and everybody that says, hey, I don't like the hoppiness, I don't like IPAs, and as James, we kidded on him a little bit earlier in the show, and we said, James, you consider everything an IPA. Well, I tell you what, if you just want to try more flavors, that's what it's about, trying more flavors. First of all, start with a session IPA. We had a show earlier, a couple weeks ago, about a session IPA, and now they have a brand new option on these New England IPAs. So look at the menu, find out what you want, start with a session, start with a New England, and I'm telling you what, you're on your way into the craft beer world.
All right, guys. Always fun sitting down, having a beer with you. Even if it's 9:30 in the morning, it's okay with me. Kirk Hayden from Metro Studios, Drew Knutson from the Mellow Mushroom in Coralville, Iowa. That's all the time we have for this, the Craft Beer Corner. But do us a favor, do us a solid. If you enjoy watching this show, give it a share, give it a like. We're trying to grow this brand because what we do here on the Craft Beer Corner is, I've said it before, I'll say it again, we're trying to make beer drinking great again. That's all the time we have. As always, if you're going to have a few beers, make sure, please, have a designated driver. And we'll see you next time right here on the Craft Beer Corner.